If you're in between gigs right now, or you're trying to get your footing in film and TV editing, hear me out. You're not behind, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. I'm still working in the edit bay, and I want to share what I'm seeing in 2026 and also give you a simple 7-day plan you can start this week to get momentum back. I'm Joaquin Elizondo, a film and scripted TV editor and ACE member. Okay, here are 3 calm truths I'm seeing right now in the film and TV editing landscape. Truth number 1, it's uneven, not hopeless. Some people are slammed, some people are dry. The hardest part right now, the inconsistency. It's not that nobody's working, it's that the timing is weird and it's a little harder to predict. I certainly have been talking to several people, friends and colleagues who have started to say a project late last year, towards the end of the year, or are starting a new project soon, like within the next couple of weeks. I know it's probably obviously at not the same levels as it was a couple of years ago, but that's the thing. I don't think that, say the industry is going away. I don't think it's dead by any means. That's why, it's important to keep that momentum going, to still keep pushing through if you want to do this, because the opportunities are definitely out there still. Truth number 2, trust is the currency. When things feel tight, people hire who they already trust or who comes recommended by someone they trust. That means relationships and reputation matter even more than usual. Again, talking to friends and colleagues, hiring right now is happening within tight circles, trusted names, proven relationships. I'll even say my last 2 jobs have come from connections. So that's why I keep pushing the networking and meeting people and building relationships and putting yourself out there, because it is about, say, growing that professional network, being in more circles. So you are hearing about, say, those job opportunities, right? And you build that trust with people who are doing the hiring. Truth number 3, the basics are winning. The people getting hired aren't doing magic. They're doing basics really well. Clear communication, being easy to work with, staying visible in a healthy way, and following up like a professional. Those are just the simple things that we can control and we should be doing at every stage, whether if you're just starting out or you've been doing this now for a while. And honestly, it never ends. And that's the thing, these are very simple things to do, but they do require work and they require time. So that's why it's important to build a system that'll keep you on track. And here's some perspective that helps me stay grounded. Look, things are not that much different, say, than they've been historically in this industry, right? I mean, sure, we were in a bubble a couple of years ago when business was booming and there was plenty of work to go around for everyone. But even then, it was still about networking, putting yourself out there, building relationships and trust. I hope things do stabilize this year, but honestly, no one really knows. We just have to keep pushing forward, building that momentum and carving out a path if we really want to do this as a career. Now, here are 2 quick myths I want to clear out because they create a ton of unnecessary stress, and that's the last thing we need right now. Myth number 1, if I perfect my reel, website, or resume, opportunities will just show up. Look, those things matter, but they're not the whole game. Trust and relationships open doors. You have to be out there, putting yourself out there and meeting people. And so then when you start, say, making those connections and building that network, you have all these materials ready to send out. But don't just sit around thinking that someone's going to magically land on your website and just hire you. Myth number 2, I need one huge break. Look, most careers are built through small yeses stacked over time. One gig leads to another, or one recommendation leads to a conversation. That's the real path. Look, I know you hear this a lot, but hey, I'm a runner, right? So I like saying it's a marathon and not a sprint, because you got to be comfortable playing the long game here, right? You just got to keep putting in that work, investing that time and energy into your career, and keep at it, honestly. And eventually you'll get to where you want to be, but you got to be consistent. Just a quick heads up that I'm teaching a live workshop next month called the Film and TV Editing Roadmap, Practical Strategies and Career Clarity for 2026. So get on the email list if you want first dibs on that. Again, you can find that link below. The 7-day momentum plan. All right, here's the plan. It's not glamorous, but it works, especially when your nervous system is fried and you need something you can actually execute. Day number 1, your one sentence identity. This takes 2 minutes. Write one sentence that makes it easy for someone to help you. Something like, I'm an assistant editor focused on scripted TV based in LA, looking for work on sci-fi shows. Something like that. The important thing is to have not only clear goals, but know how to communicate them, and just in general, communicate them. Because again, I see this from a lot of people that, say I'll meet, or they, at an event, or they'll reach out to me via email. And, I ask them, well, what do you want to do? And they just kind of stay frozen, or have a hard time really saying, like, give me specific, say, interests, right? Or things that they want to do. And it just becomes harder, say for me or anyone else I know for sure, is like to help them, right? So the more you can communicate your goals and are clear and specific about them, the better people are going to be able to help you out. Day 2, one clean link or links that people can click, whether it be to your real portfolio, if you have it, your resume, just a clear way to contact you. No clutter, make it easy to say yes to you. You don't want to make someone work extra hard to figure out what it is that you do, what you want to do, or how to contact you. But nowadays, you have to make it super easy. And again, I see people not getting this right? I mean, it's like when sending out, resumes and links to, like, say, portfolio websites. If you have someone looking through this stuff and you're asking questions, thinking like, what does this person do, or where do I click to find this? That's it. You lost their attention, right? Day 3. Your warm list. Write down 15 real humans you already know, real people, classmates, past coworkers, people you've DM'd with, someone you met once at a panel or a screening, anyone you have an actual connection with. I cannot stress how important it is to write stuff down. I'm a big fan of lists and just writing things down, or, whether it be on a, piece of paper, a notebook, or like on my computer, on my phone. But it's transferring that information from your head, like, onto, say, your computer, or a piece of paper, right? Being able to track this stuff, but more importantly, just simply visualizing it, seeing it in front of you, and you're like, all right, now I know who to reach out to. It's not in here in your head, and you're getting stressed out and confused. It's overwhelming. Day number 4, all right, you built your contact list. Now send 2 reconnection messages, right? 2 messages, short, human, no begging. The goal is reconnection, not a pitch. Just say hi, check in. What have you been up to? Suggest jumping on a call, getting coffee or hanging out, going to a screening, going for a run. I don't know, but just reach out right now to 2 people. Day 5. All right, send 3 more messages, but more importantly, send 1 follow-up message to someone you reached out to in the past. People have a hard time following up. And that's, again, what I see from a lot of people that, for example, that I meet at an event or wherever, right? And, I meet someone and they're great. And then, I'm like, oh, right, I really like them and hope we stay in touch and whatnot. I gotta say, rarely get people following up. And I also hear that from, say, like friends and colleagues, right? That people just, that's where people, I think, mess up a lot, is not following up every once in a while, and it's not like you have to do it like every week or, every month, but just stay on people's radar. Moving on to day number 6. This is where you're going to put in your visibility reps, your networking reps. Pick one small visibility habit you can repeat weekly without burning out. Comment thoughtfully on 5 posts in your social media world. Share one lesson you learned, or show up in one community thread. The goal is to stay present. You can also go to in-person or virtual events, whatever works for you, but stay visible, right? Make sure people know you're out there. Again, it's not that you're out there just asking for work. You're just simply there. You exist. All right, day number 7, make one specific ask. Ask one person for one specific thing. It could be like, how are you navigating the industry at the moment? How did you get your first assistant or PA job? What did you do when you first landed in LA? Specific asks get answered. So that's a 7-day plan. And if you want it in one clean checklist, I put it in a PDF that you can download today. You can keep it on your desktop or print it out. It'll help you stay focused this week. The link is in the video description below. So I want to hear from you. Are you between gigs, trying to level up, or just getting started? Drop it in the comments below. I read everyone and I'll shape future videos around what you're dealing with. Don't miss more content like this from someone who's still doing the job. Hit the subscribe button to get notified when new videos drop. And if you want to keep building your editing career, check out the next video right here, somewhere around here. It's packed with the real world advice to help you keep moving forward. I'll see you next time.